Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. As you can see, my surroundings are a little bit different than what I typically have. The reason why is I am in a U-Haul van here with PXDN Ninja, also known as Mike, and we're heading out to a place called Ontario here in California. The reason why is we're going to go pick up some car parts. We're going to be doing some work on the 240 that I thought we probably wouldn't get to for a little while, but it looks like it's happening sooner rather than later. Basically what happened is we found a guy locally who has an entire front end conversion to take his 240Sx to the Kouki style front end. So we're heading out to pick those up. I mean, this guy's got the whole thing. He's got the hood, he's got the fenders, he's got the grill, the bumper, and more importantly, he has the JDM style headlights. Now the JDM headlights are a little bit more rare, they're hard to come by, and they're made of glass, not plastic, so we don't have to worry about them yellowing over time. So we decided, hey, it's got the full conversion, it's got the glass headlights, let's pull the trigger early and go ahead and get them. So we're heading out to Ontario today to do that. However, two things before we get started on this video. One, if you want to see more automotive, particularly, well, now I guess I can say Nissan content instead of just GTR, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And two, if you'd like to support the channel, please check out the JD Archer shop. If you go to jdarcher.bigcartel.com, you can see a limited selection of t-shirts I've designed that are for sale. And you know what? On this video, I am going to add a third thing. If you'd like to support Mike with his 240 build, he does have an Etsy store where he builds keychains out of Hot Wheels. So if you've got a really cool car and you would like to have a keychain that has a Hot Wheel of that particular car on there, go ahead and either hit him up, or I'll have a link for his Etsy store in the description down below so you can see what he's already made, and he does take special requests. But with that out of the way,
an 11-minute slowdown in 3 miles. You are still on the fastest route.
I'll see you when we get there. LA traffic. So fast forward a few minutes, we did pick up the full Kouki front end conversion for Mike's car. That's done. The guy who sold us the parts was a super cool dude. We hung out with him for a while. He's actually got a couple of S chassis he's working on, and he has some more parts we want. He didn't have Venmo or PayPal, so we couldn't pick him up now. So we're probably gonna be heading back out to his spot the next couple weeks. He had Kouki tail lights. He has a dash that's not cracked. He has a window switch that Mike's been looking for. So we're gonna be sending him a shopping list, and he's gonna be getting a little bit more of our money. So we have at least the front end. We're gonna go back to Mike's spot. We might install it today, we might not. So if in the next couple shots you see that I'm shaved or have a different hairstyle, it's because we might put off the conversion until we get some wheels that don't rub against the body. But for right now, at least we have the conversion and we're ready to go. Update on the body conversion of Mike's S14. As you saw just a few seconds ago, we did find a complete Kouki conversion for his car, which is what we need to do to basically begin to make it look like Letty's car from the first Fast and Furious movie. Now for you, that was literally a few seconds ago. For us, it's been a few weeks, if not a few months. I've kind of lost track of time at this point. But since that time, there actually has been some movement on Mike's car. You've probably seen the video where we put on the Viz wing, which is the screen accurate wing from the first Fast and Furious movie for Letty's car. Also, we finished picking up all the pieces that we need to do the Kouki conversion right. The biggest thing being is the radiator support. Now, the radiator support on the car as it is right now is different than the Kouki. So we got the right one so the headlights will fit properly and everything is mounted as it should be. And then the other thing that we ran into was the rear bumper. Apparently the rear bumper in Japan is slightly different than the one here in the US, and that was the one that was used on Letty's car in the first Fast and Furious movie. So we have all of the exterior body pieces. We're ready to move forward. Another issue that you might not have known was the wheels that were on the car when Mike bought it were just completely wrong size and wrong offsets. They were like 10 inches wide and they were rubbing against the body. And Mike didn't want to go forward putting all of these body pieces on the car when there's a potential to damage them. Every time you hit a bump, the wheel hit the body. So he actually found replicas of the screen accurate wheels. Those are now on the car, which means that was the last piece of the puzzle. We're ready to move forward, except for one little thing. The car was hit on the rear right hand side. We kind of figured this out a little bit later, and that's kind of just beyond us for bodywork. So we're going to drop it off at a body shop first, and they're going to be able to kind of push and pull the metal to get it back to where it needs to be so the rear taillights can sit flush. As you can see, there's a bit of gapping. They're not really flush. It looks a little off. So they're going to get that working properly, and then once we get the car back, for you probably in a few seconds, for us at least a week, we'll start making the full Kouki conversion. All right, so once again, bit of a change in scenery. It's been a few weeks for me, probably a few seconds for you, and we've gotten Mike's car back from the body shop. Now, they did an amazing job. They pretty much filled the holes from the original wing to the point you can't even see they're there. And we had an issue over here in the corner with an alignment. It's not perfect, but you know what? It is pretty damn good. And I think once we get the new bumper on, this is gonna blend together really, really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and get this rear bumper off. We heard the previous owner actually put it on with some JB weld. So it might be a bit more work than it would be for a normal car, but we'll show you at least how to get this rear bumper off and get that new bumper on. We're gonna start this conversion with the taillights. Now, we're gonna be doing this for a few reasons. The first one being is that, to be honest, it's probably gonna be the easier part of this job. I imagine taking your rear bumper off in normal aspects is probably not that hard, but we were warned by the body shop that I JB weld or glued or epoxied this on at certain points. So it's probably gonna be a little bit more difficult. Fortunately, this centerpiece here is just held on with some 8mm nuts. So we're gonna basically be able to get this off, change out the reverse lights, and it'll be good to go. The second reason why we're starting with the lights is, as you can see, these lights do go over the rear bumper a little bit. Now, I don't know if these need to be out of the way to get the rear bumper off, so might as well go ahead and start the job with that. That way they're out of the way, just in case that needed to happen anyways. So that's where we're gonna start, and we will go ahead and start getting this all set up with the Kouki conversion. Commit. Yeah. See, that's how you know you got real slack asses. They break a reverse bolt. They just leave the glass in the housing. Don't even bother trying to get it out. So, hey, look, weight savings already. Boom. Oh, that one's a 10. That one's a 10. Ha. There we go. Oh, hello. Aha. Well, it's not tar, I think that's... Yeah. So that's one out. So there's actually two electrics you have to unplug to get these out. There's one that plugs into the main light here, and then you've got your blinker here. So they are two separate plugs. This one I kind of missed at first, so just kind of keep an eye out for that when you're taking these out. So when you're taking the tail light out, there's gonna be a number of bolts. So you got the two main ones right here, and of course you got this one in the corner that tends to hide. For some reason, some of these are 10s, some of these are 8s. Not quite sure why, but just so you know. Oh, interesting. This tail light was out of a junkyard.
So hard to face it.
Oh, you know what's funny? These two bolts that we removed don't attach to the tail light, they attach to the bumper.
Yeah, I was noticing that.
Yeah.
I was like pushing on it, I felt the bumper moving. I'm like, oh, okay.
So as we've discovered, we actually took out a couple extra nuts. They're kind of along here at the bottom, and they actually do not attach to the light housing, they attach to the rear bumper. So we were gonna have to take them out anyways. But if you're just doing the tail lights, you don't need to pull those ones out.
I haven't had those tabs.
You know what it really explains? Is why those were 10s and the other ones were 8s.
Well, no, because 10s and 8s are over here as well.
Yeah, what I'm saying though, the ones that are holding on the bumper were probably 10s, the ones that are holding on the light were probably just 8s.
Oh, I thought you meant because it was wrecked that was the case. I usually because they're holding different things.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Hoya!
But, there you go.
You know what I just thought of though?
What's that?
That rear bumper's from Japan, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between the Japanese license plate and the American license plate?
I didn't think about that. Uh-oh. Yeah, we might have an issue with the plate. We'll figure that out. So I did a quick Google search.
Okay.
We're not going to be finishing this job today.
How's that?
Because there is an OEM license plate mounting bracket that mounts to the body for the JDM Kouki kit. I do not have. So that's how you're supposed to put the plate on, is there's a mount that you attach to the body of the car. We can still do it, and I'll just throw the plate up here for the time being. Oh, there's a bolt on the bottom. It's a nut as well. Okay, cool. I was like, I didn't actually check. Hold on, real quick. Is there anything we should watch for here? There's a couple of bolts here. Yeah, but I feel like I'm catching on something. Hold on. Oh, there's a. When I was trying to pull it out, it was catching and hitting the body.
But the way it's looking like something like this.
So, we got all the bolts out. Everything's kind of coming loose, but we were noticing in the middle here, it was not letting go like normal. So we started looking around, and there's these two, look like rivets have been put in. And looking at the new bumper, those aren't supposed to be there. And that's also right where it's fighting us. So, we're gonna get rid of those and see what happens. Hopefully. That was it. Also means we're gonna pull that out further. Yeah, you've unscrewed. Yeah, it felt like it's catching, so it must come out. Oh, maybe it is. What happened?
A clip like what's on my GTR.
Yep.
Another pop rivet right.
Oh, we need to drill it out.
I bet you they did the other side.
Could be. That's cool though if that's all it is, because so the rivet removal worked. Awesome. What didn't work was removing that rivet. Didn't get the other 8 that are apparently underneath this car. So my boy JD's down here drilling them out. He's already down there, and I don't want to lay on the concrete. No. I think I might see what they were talking about. Oh, sorry.
No worries, that was my fault. I pulled.
It worked. I also think I might have seen what they were talking about.
Clear. Nice.
I think I see what they're talking about. Come here.
So here it is, the original stock bumper. We managed to get it off. So to get these off actually would typically be very easy under normal circumstances. The previous owner of this car, as we can tell with any clapped out S14, jury rigged some stuff that didn't need to be done. In this instance, he drilled into the bumper in many spots, even under the bumper, and basically just pop riveted this thing in place, which was a little odd, especially when all you really need is some push clips. So if you are taking this off of your car and somebody hasn't pop riveted in, there's gonna basically be 2 bolts that are right here, or nuts that are right here. You got 3 along each side, and that's pretty much it for the nuts. Then you just should have some push pins is what I call them. They're also just plastic clips that should hold here along the top, and then a few along here along the bottom, and then this should come off really, really easily. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna transfer this hardware over to the new bumper. That way we can get it to bolt up, because this one didn't come with any hardware, so it's got no studs to work with. So that's what we're gonna do. And then fortunately, because Mike bought this from a reputable dealer, they gave us brand new, at least the nuts, and they also gave us the proper push clips. So we're gonna install this bumper the right way. So once again, in a true testament to the absolute genius that was the previous owner of this car, basically the studs that are on this side of the bumper are held on with wire ties or something to that effect. So they're rusted pretty good, so I don't want to use my fingers, but I'm going to do my best to kind of get these off, and then I can transfer this hardware over to the new bumper. Well, actually, you know, we probably could if you had.
Around, and I'll help line up this side. I'm really worried about nothing else. There we go. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's bolt the sides in, zip the bottom, and this we won't worry about just yet. And see how it looks, and we can mock up the new tail lights and see if maybe it's just dirty, could be dirty threads. Like I was just being kind of joking, but yeah, okay, there it goes. That would be the smart way to do it. I want to get this tightened up first. Box.
Well, if it ain't done, we're done. And there it is, the first step on the Kouki conversion done on the S14. Yes, I know I typically like to stand next to the work when I do one of these endings, but Southern California has finally caught up with the fact that it's Southern California and it is blasted hot out in the sun. So I'm doing this in the shade where it's a little bit more comfortable. All in all, I think the install went actually pretty straightforward. The piece fit on pretty good. There's a few hole alignment issues, but it looks like just with the bolts alone, it'll pretty much hold the bumper in place. We'll decide in the future if it's going to be an issue and we need to drill the polyurethane and put the proper clips in there, but we'll let you know how that goes in the future. All in all though, I do think it does improve the rear end looks of the S14. In fact, this bumper, I'm a little upset with Japan. I'm gonna be honest, because even though we did get the Kouki here in the state, we didn't get that bumper, and that bumper is far more aggressive. It looks really, really nice to the point that really, unless you have a reason to, there's no reason to body kit this particular car if you have that particular bumper. So unfortunately, we didn't get it here, but as Jesse said, we can do overnight parts from Japan, and you can get it and install it on your car. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go hit that thumbs up button to let me know. It does help the channel out a lot. As I did say at the beginning of the video, if you'd like to see more automotive, particularly GT and now S14 content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on all forms of social media, which include Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. There'll be links for all those in the description down below. Now, if this is something that you want to do to your car, do check the description down below. I will try to source out all these parts. We did find them used, but like the rear bumper and the taillights, you can still find at like Z1 and a few other places. Also have links to some of the tools we used in case this is something you have to do. You should have everything you need based on that list. Now that being said as well, after watching this video, if you have any questions, if there's anything I missed, or if this is something you've done to your car and there was a better way to do this or something I missed, go ahead and post in the comment section down below. I will respond to you. I thank you all for watching, and until next time, forget everything else, focus on the finish line.